What up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the Cold Takes podcast. As always, I'm Bobathan. We got Smeequel and we got Zach. They can say hi on their own.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. I'm glad we're here for our 4th episode. I always have fun recording these. And today we actually have a topic and to send our podcast around something. Today we're going to hop right into sports and really mainly focus on sports, and that is the NBA. We're going to rank the top 25 NBA players of all time, starting at 25 and working our way down to number 1. I'm sure we'll all have differing opinions. I know we were talking about it before, and I have 5 current day players in mind, and I know they each have 3, so there's something there. I also don't know a lot about basketball, as we've talked about before. Those two are our basketball experts. I'm just here as part of the podcast, as always, and I'm going to give as much of an opinion as I can. And I do want to apologize if you hear kids. I am currently babysitting, but they are outside my room. They're just making lots of noise. So if you guys got anything to say before we start, you can say it and then we hop in.
Just that Tanner's list is going to be wrong.
Oh.
Other than that, and mine's right. Other than that.
Oh.
Yeah. Mine's 100%. Actually, no. Mine I could change at any moment.
Yeah. Mine could change in a week. Mine could probably change.
Yeah. In 10 minutes, I could think one player deserves somewhere else, and
especially once you start getting down to the top 10, it gets a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Who wants to start?
I mean, I can. I know.
Wait.
I know.
You started at 25, right?
Yeah.
Because me and Zach, I put someone at 20. I had like a 26.
Oh yeah, you guys had honorable mentions. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix my fan. 1 second. You guys do that.
So at number 26, I had Allen Iverson, who did
wow, different than
mine.
mine. Different than mine.
Wow.
Because I mean, Iverson, he's a great player. He just he never won. He's a great scorer. Led the league in scoring 4 times, but didn't have much success in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So Iverson also didn't make my list, but he's not my honorable mention. He's not. My honorable mention is Reggie Miller.
Ooh.
And it's Reggie Miller because when I think of a clutch basketball player, some of the most, besides Kobe and MJ, Reggie Miller comes to my mind. He's hit some of the most ridiculous shots. He was just in the wrong era on the wrong team. Those Pacers teams were good, but it was his team, and I mean, he was a shooter before shooting was cool, so I don't know. Reggie Miller kind of changed the game in that asset, so
yeah, he'd definitely be there, like right in like the 26 to 30 range for me as well.
Yeah. I think he's great, so he's my honorable mention. So We'll go to Tanner's list now.
My honorable mention can be Anthony Caruso. Yeah, that's my honorable mention.
Did you say Anthony?
Isn't that his name?
No.
Oh, I thought it was. Yikes.
Alex Caruso.
Alex, there you go.
That shows you how his list is going to go.
So my number 25 is James Harden. I put James Harden at number 25. Okay. James Harden is currently one of the best scorers in the league. The way Harden dominates is absolutely insane. James Harden is the most fouled man in the league because of the amazing way he plays. If he's shooting buckets from the perimeter, he's driving to the net and either putting it in with an and one or shooting for 2 to get the points anyway.
Who wrote the script for you?
Me. I wrote it.
That sounds straight copy and pasted off of
No, the Harden one I actually wrote.
Just the Harden one?
No. I took bits and pieces from each one. Yeah. But I wrote that one.
Okay.
I mean,
so 25 for me is Harden.
He might be there at the end of his career, but
I could see him finishing around 20 to 25. Yeah, but now
not yet. Still gotta.
If he wins, who knows? He could go way up there.
For sure.
Okay, Smeek, you want to go with your?
My number 25 is Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah. I mean, he won 2 titles, Finals MVP in one of them. Went to the finals 3 times, but lost one of them. So 2 for 3. Wasn't like the greatest scorer ever or anything. Great passer. And I also think some of those 80s championships were some of the easiest championships.
I don't know. He dominated Michael Jordan for a while. Baby Jordan, but he kicked the crap out of him for a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
My number 25, anyways, is Moses Malone.
Ooh.
Now, I put Moses Malone. If you look at his numbers, you think he should be a lot higher on this list. I didn't see him play ever. I mean, he played a lot of his career in the ABA, I'm pretty sure. But he is a Hall of Famer. He's a 13-time All-Star. He won the true rebound. He won like total rebounds, like the rebounding title, like 6 times. He's an NBA champion. So, I mean, again, obviously I never got to see him play, but just based on his stats alone, he deserves to be on the list. That's why I have him towards the bottom.
On all 3 of the lists I used to research mine, he was in the top 25 on all of them.
I didn't put him in my top 25. He was like great. He was another guy that was right I didn't end up putting him in.
I thought I put Isaiah in mine, but I went back through. I didn't either. Okay, that's number 25. Let's move on to 24. At 24, I put Julius Erving. This is mostly from an article, but Dean the MJ before the MJ. Dr. J was the best in the league in his era. If it wasn't for Dr. J, the NBA may not have merged with the ABA. Dr. J averaged 24.2 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 2 steals, and he won 3 MVPs across both leagues. Dr. J is considered the godfather of the modern NBA.
I chose him as well. I got him at 24, so...
I don't have him on mine, but that's a good pick that I actually didn't even consider, that I didn't really think too hard about, but...
If he... Well, I did mine based like off NBA. Like if I was doing ABA, I'd have probably Julius Erving quite a bit higher, just because he dominated that league. Like
yeah,
it was just
that's what I was thinking too. Was like his prime was not really in the NBA.
Yeah, like when he.
But I mean, he could easily be swapped out for Moses Malone or be my. I could have added him as another honorable mention, even. But yeah, like.
So Roy, you add him too?
Yep.
Yeah.
24.
My 24 is Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
As we talked about.
So right there with the.
Right there, as we said. He won 2 hard championships. Roy thinks they're easy, but I think they're pretty tough. Plus, he had some pretty epic feuds with Magic and MJ, which I think are kind of cool.
It's pretty dope. Okay, that was 24. Let's hop on 23. And my second current day player in Kawhi Leonard. The Terminator. Wow. The Terminator that came to Canada, won a championship, and then said, "Peace out, bitches." Kawhi is one of the best in the league currently.
Who wrote this?
I wrote it.
The Terminator that came to Canada.
I wrote it.
Peace out, bitch.
Won a championship and then said peace out, bitches.
Okay.
Kawhi is one of the best players in the league currently on both sides of the court. The man is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, a 2-time Final MVP, a 2-time champ. He led the Spurs, he led the Raptors, and now he leads the Clippers. The only way Kawhi could have been higher on this list for me is if he had stayed in Canada. And I will say all 3 of the list had Kawhi on it. All 3 that I read had Kawhi on it.
He's nowhere near my top 25.
I don't know what list you're...
I told you, I read Complex, Fox, and Bleacher Report.
Okay, those are...
Bleacher's a sports website. It was Fox Sports.
Yeah, Fox and thing, I don't know.
Like, a lot of those like big names that do a lot of different things don't always make the greatest things. But at my number 23, I got number 23 himself, Michael Jordan.
I'm
just kidding.
Roy would get crucified.
I got David
He'd
Robinson.
Lose all his stuff. That's a good one. I have him a lot higher, to be honest.
So do I.
Okay. Well,
that's a good pick, though.
I put him there though because I mean, he won 2 titles, but he never won the Finals MVP for those. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, by the time
when Tim was
Duncan
there,
took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see why you have him a little lower.
That's the only reason though I would have had him higher.
Yeah, his stats are crazy.
Yeah, they are.
My number 23 is Charles Barkley.
Ooh, I have him higher.
Wow, really? Okay, the reason I have Charles Barkley so low is no championships, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. He had that Phoenix Suns team could have won. Unfortunately, he ran into Michael Jordan. I mean, people look at Charles Barkley now on NBA TV, and they think he's a joke, but they forget how good he was, man. I mean, we never really got to see him play, but I've seen some of his older games that show on TV, and he was crazy. The way he rebounded the ball, he won an MVP, so he's got to be on the list. I've got him at 23.
Okay.
Is he on your list, Roy?
He is on my list.
Yeah, mine's higher too.
Higher, yeah.
Okay, that was number 23. We'll move on to 22, and I have Roy's honorable mention, Allen Iverson. One of the most notorious players of all time, Allen Iverson had it tough from the media throughout his career. AI is up there with another person on my list. I wrote this thinking we were going one down, so I'm not going to mention the name, as one of the best players to never win. But he had a hell of a career, winning an NBA MVP, 4 NBA scoring awards. LeBron himself has even called AI the pound-for-pound best player to ever play, and has had a huge impact on the game.
All right,
yeah.
22 for me. I got Dirk Nowitzki.
Whoa!
Wow, mine's a lot higher there.
Mine is too. Dirk
I
deserves more respect.
Nah, I mean he was great, but he's one of the best power forwards of all time. I got him. How many power forwards do I have above him? I think I got 2 above him. 3 above
I don't
him.
know positions, so.
I know for sure you've got to have at least 2. So
that his title run was one of the greatest title runs with the team he had. Like that was in 2011. That was pretty insane.
Yeah. Okay. My number 22, gonna be I guess probably kind of hot take that he's so low on the list, but Scottie Pippen.
Ooh.
And
I was thinking about putting him around where you have him, but I ended up putting him a little higher.
Mine's a little higher too.
The reason I have him low is because he spent his whole career as a Robin, not a Batman. It's tough.
You stole my joke.
That's not a joke. That's just what they called him, my guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he spent his whole career as a Robin, and it's tough the fact that you can get on this list as the second best player on your team is like you see when Michael Jordan retired, he became one of the best players in the league. His defense, one of the best defenders of all time. So 6 championships, not much more you could say.
Fair enough. That was 22. We're on to number 21, and I have Dwyane Wade.
Oh, great position to put him at.
You have him as 21 as well?
Yeah.
From flying high dunks to clutch mid-range jumpers, D-Wade was not your average player, winning 3 NBA championships, an NBA Finals MVP, and a scoring title. D-Wade dominated the league with his patented pump fake, one of the best players to ever play for the Miami Heat.
Yep. Yeah.
Anything else to add, Roy?
You pretty much hit everything. I was gonna say.
Dwyane Wade is that franchise. My 21, since you guys both put him there, or both put Dwyane Wade there, my 21 is John Stockton.
Oh.
All-time assist leader. Hell of a point guard. Unfortunately, never won a championship. Obviously, ran into Michael Jordan. Seems to be the theme. A lot of people that ran into Jordan didn't win. So, but he's the all-time assist leader. Paired up with maybe one of the all-time great power forwards. You could argue that, so maybe that's why. But great player. Developed a set shot as he went on.
He didn't even make mine.
Yeah, he didn't make mine. Yeah. He was close to making mine. I just didn't know where to
fit him in. It's tough with all the point guards, to be honest, but
yeah.
I felt like he deserved to be. If Isaiah Thomas is going to be on there, I think John Stockton's got to be on there.
Yeah, I think if anything, I would have probably put him near Isaiah.
Yeah.
Like in terms of ranking. It was kind of between him, like Isaiah and Stockton.
I flipped Stockton and Barkley about 4 times.
Oof.
Oh, okay.
From 21 to 23.
Okay, that was number 21. We're on to 20, and I have the Robin to MJ's Batman and Scottie Pippen. Like we talked about, he was a part of that Bulls dynasty. Michael Jordan has himself is quoted as saying, "Without Pippen, he wouldn't have won all those championships. Pippen was way ahead of his time and was often overlooked because he was just a sidekick."
I got Charles Barkley here.
I have Charles Barkley so high.
0.
For no championships, eh? How high do you have him?
We'll get there.
He's
a lot higher than he should be.
Charles Barkley, the 3rd greatest player to never win a championship.
Ooh.
A little,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You already talked about him earlier, so.
Yeah. My number 20 could be a hot take that he's even on the list. But some people might say he's higher. Steph Curry.
Oh, baby.
Mine's higher.
I got him higher.
Yeah.
I don't know. Way higher at first.
Yes.
I dropped him quite a bit.
He's going to be way higher on my list once he retires.
Yeah, for sure.
Once he builds up that resume, he started playing he came out of college late, and he was injured a lot at the start of his career. So it took him a while to get rolling. Once he retires, he'll shoot up to
he needs a finals
13.
MVP.
He needs a finals MVP, which I think he will get. I think he's got one more title run with the Warriors, and I think he gets it that year.
You think he wins it with the Warriors?
Oh, you think he's going to leave?
Yeah.
I don't know. You think Giannis goes? If Giannis goes there, they win for sure in my eyes.
I think Steph's a career Warriors, to be honest. Career Warrior. I don't see him leaving.
That's fair. Okay, that was 20. Let's go on to number 19, where I believe someone's already had him. David Robinson? Zach had him?
No, I had him at
Roy had him?
23.
I have him at 19. One of the best offensive and defensive centers of all time. Robinson averaged 21.1 points, 10.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.4 steals, and 3 blocks per game over his career. Robinson helped lead the Spurs to 2 championships and was a one-time MVP award winner.
All right. Number 19.
My bad.
What?
No, I miscounted. I thought we were on 20 still.
So
that was 19.
19.
Yeah.
I got Elgin Baylor.
Oh, he didn't make mine, but he was close.
Okay, so no championships. One of the worst finals record in NBA history. He went 0 for 8.
Ooh.
The year he retired mid-season, and then the Lakers won that season. So kind of sucks for him. He never got his ring. He made the All-NBA first team 10 times, 11 All-Star games, averaged 27.4 points per game, and his season high for points was 38.3. And he also averaged 19.8 rebounds per game that season, and then 13.5 throughout his career. He had insane stats. It was, I don't know, back in the 60s or 70s he played, so it's not as impressive. There's a lot of players.
The plumbers. Playing against plumbers.
There's a lot of players with crazy stats back then. So
yeah. All right. 19.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got David Robinson.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add?
Just that he was a scoring machine. He was beat. The one thing I will say is the most petty thing I've ever heard of is him beating Shaq for that MVP, scoring 60 in his 70, I think, in the last game of the season, running up the score just to beat Shaq for the scoring title. Which is why he made it higher on my list.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I got.
That was 19. Now we're on to 18, and I have the greatest Canadian to ever play, Steve Nash. That's why I asked you guys about the list. Hot take because
that's a super hot take. I love Steve Nash, but
I replaced Karl Malone for Steve Nash.
Oh
wow! You realize Karl Malone has the second most points all time,
and so That was the one I was going back and forth between. I could have put Nash lower, but I said, F it. Steve Nash is a 2-time MVP and led the Phoenix Suns for years. Steve Nash might, in my eyes, might be one of the best players to never win a championship. Had Nash passed the ball more as often, passed the ball more as often as he could have, he might have been considered one of the best shooters of all time. Sorry, I misspoke.
If he
shot the ball more than he passed,
that makes more sense.
He might have been considered one of the best scorers of all time.
If he played today,
he would have been up there.
Yeah. No, I have him at 18.
For me, number 18, I got Kevin Garnett.
Mm.
He's got
anything is possible.
Got
Oh no, my thing froze.
Oh, rip Zach.
All right.
Yeah, that's my bad. Well,
no, Roy will just got it.
Yeah. All right. Back to number 18. Got Kevin Garnett. I probably caught that before. Tanner, you say it again.
Oh, welcome back to 18. Kevin what?
I wanted you to say Garnett's quote again.
Oh, anything is possible. No, it's from the only reason I know that is because it's in the I'm on a boat. On a lonely island.
That's why you know it. That's brutal.
Like Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
That was good.
So Garnett, I mean, won 1 for 2 in the finals. Never won Finals MVP. Paul Pierce won it in 2008. He won MVP, regular season MVP though. Got Defensive Player of the Year. He also made the All-Defensive First Team 9 times. And so I got him at 18.
It was tough. I kept looking at potentially adding Garnett, and then I just I think back to what he did to my boy Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. Can't add him on.
He's on mine. 18. I have Dwyane Wade.
Ooh,
that's a lot lower than I. Or a little bit lower.
I have him at 18, mainly for that finals performance against the Heat. Or sorry, with the Heat against who did they play that year? Why am I forgetting? With Shaq. Anyways, he dominated that series, won Finals MVP. So he was a Finals MVP before even LeBron came. Then he won 2 more championships. Had a crazy career. Third best shooting guard of all time. And yeah.
They beat the Dallas Mavericks.
I was gonna say the Mavericks, but I didn't wanna be wrong.
They beat the Mavs.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 18. We move on to 17, and the man that's already been discussed by Zach, we got Steph Curry. For me, I got Steph Curry as the greatest shooter of all time. This man can shoot from anywhere, and I mean anywhere on the 94-foot court. I wouldn't be shocked if it went in. Steph has dominated from the three-point line throughout his career, winning championships, MVPs, three-point contests, you name it, Steph has done it. Steph is just pure entertainment on the court, and I look forward to continuing watching him play. I wrote that one, too.
I'm loving him. I like it.
The little scripts.
At 17, I got Scottie Pippen.
Ooh, higher than both of us.
A lot higher than mine, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because of the championships. I did make my list a lot. Like, it was kind of heavy on the championships.
Yeah.
So I have certain players higher than others, even though they might be comparable or maybe not as good. But with those ships, so that's why I got him at 17.
17. I have Karl Malone.
Ooh.
We already kind of talked about him. Second all time in points. Goes along with John Stockton. Maybe if he wins a championship, he's maybe the best power forward of all time. Up there, at least.
Yeah,
in the discussion.
Be higher.
But no championship gets him a little lower on the list. Just a dominant scorer. Also, that strip that Michael Jordan had on him in the finals, kind of tough one to get by. Kind of choked, but Hey, great player. He's 17.
That's fair. So we're on to 16, and we're on to my second last modern day player or current day player in Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the scariest players in the league. He is the full offensive package and almost impossible to stop. The man can shoot, drive to the rim at will, and just all out dominate the court. In Kevin Durant's whole career, he only ever averaged under 25 points per game once in his 12 seasons, and that was in his rookie year. With KD returning back from injury to the rather weak Eastern Conference, it looks like this man is going to have an easy trip to becoming one of the top 10 players of all time.
And he's an even better actor than he is player. Thunderstruck, goated.
That's a good movie.
never even knew it was in a movie.
I think it's a Disney Channel movie.
I think so.
I wonder if they have it on Disney Plus.
16.
Yeah. I got Oscar Robertson at number 16. A lot of people put him higher.
I put him a little higher.
Like a lot of people have him in like right near the top 10 too. Like they'll have him at like 10 or 11th. But
why you gotta help me like that?
I mean, I just didn't think he deserved it. I mean, he original triple dub god. He averaged it in he averaged it one season, I think, and then he was really close multiple times as well.
Yeah, back when it wasn't so easy to get a triple double too.
Yeah,
when usage rates weren't through the roof.
It'd be interesting to see what like his steal stats would be, but those were not around back then.
Wait, steals weren't a stat back then? I didn't know that.
I don't know when they brought it in, but
you keep talking, I'll look.
I feel like it wasn't sometime in the 70s or something. But he only won one championship, and that is why, like his stats, I would have had him higher, but only one ship. That's where I got him.
True. Steals were added in 1973.
My number 16 is Kevin Garnett. As we've talked about earlier, he was a monster in Minnesota. Only won one championship when he was towards the end of his career. Puts him a little lower. Maybe if Minnesota wasn't such a trash organization at the time and got him a good team, he'd be higher, but no, unfortunately not.
That was 16. We'll move on to 15, where I have Mr. Logo himself, Jerry West. Without even going into his career, the man is literally the face of the NBA, and that earns him his spot. His team called him Mr. Clutch with a 47.4 shooting percentage for his career, which I'm told is crazy. Although he only won once, West helped lead the Lakers to 9 finals. 1 and 8.
He's the only player to win Finals MVP on the losing team.
Oh, yeah, didn't know that.
That's a good pick. I didn't have him on my list, but that is a good pick.
I actually got him a little higher than that.
Okay. Who's your 15?
Mine is Karl Malone. As we talked about earlier. I mean, I guess on my list, he's the greatest player to never win a championship.
Zach?
My number 15 is who I think is the second best power forward of all time, Kevin Mchale.
Ooh.
Not on my list.
I did not put him on my list either.
Kevin Mchale. People forget how good he was with Larry Bird. No Kevin Mchale, no championships for Larry Bird. Kevin Mchale was absolutely dominant in the post. If any basketball player wants to learn how to play in the post, go watch Kevin Mchale. He was insane. I guess you could sub him out for Jerry West as well, but I don't know. He's the second best power forward of all time, and right behind someone we'll see later on the list. Just an insane talent. Also, fair championship.
Facts.
That was number 15. We're on to 14, and I got Hakeem Olajuwon. I pronounced that right? I'm going to be 100% honest. Out of everyone on this list, Hakeem Olajuwon is one I've personally never hear in the top 25 players of all time. I've never heard anyone talk about him. But the only time I've ever heard him come up is when I played as him on an all-star team against Roy in 2K. But after doing some research for this list and reading about him, I had to include him roughly near where everyone else did because he earned a spot. He was an all-time great and one of the best big men to ever play, holding the NBA record for all-time blocks at 3,830.
I got him higher on my list.
Same.
Quite a few higher, but number 14, I got Stephen Curry.
Ooh,
Jeez, that's high.
Oh man, he deserves it.
He does deserve it, and I think he'll be there by the end of his career.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he'll be a top 10 by the end of his career.
Oh,
Man.
That's a tough list to crack, man.
I had him higher. I would like to put him higher. It's just I couldn't. There was no reason to put him higher. Like I couldn't come up with anything. So
yeah, by the end of his career, he'll be the second best point guard of all time. He might already be now, but
yeah, I got him as the second best on my list. I think no, I got him as the third best.
Okay, yeah. So I messed up when I said Kevin Mchale was the second best power forward of all time because he's actually the third. Number 14 is Dirk Nowitzki.
Hey.
And the reason I thought was Dirk played like a small forward. I mean, he played back to the basket, but that fadeaway was unstoppable. Maybe the second most unstoppable shot of all time. Maybe third. He's so big, such a good scorer. Maybe the hardest title of all time. The one that he won. He made some great playoff runs. Wish him and Steve Nash could have stuck together longer because they were a cool duo. But yeah, I've got Dirk at 14.
Well, Liddy, that was 14. Let's move on to 13. And a whole 10 spots higher than Zach, I have Charles Barkley.
Oh my God.
Number 13.
Charles Barkley couldn't be stopped on offense, even beating out MJ for the MVP award in 1993. Barkley always played bigger than he was, and early in his career, he was quicker and stronger than everyone else out there. You have to add in how great he is as a host on Inside the NBA to his ranking.
That doesn't affect anything.
I mean,
wait till you hear why I put MJ over LeBron.
Oh, you just spoiled your list. Yeah, but I mean, he does have a bunch of Emmys.
My list has the least credibility. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, looking at all, like I said, the three lists I looked at, he all hovered around 13 to 14.
That's wild.
Really?
I don't think without a championship you can be that high.
Man, those lists are like every list I've seen, Barkley is never.
Yeah.
Like he'll get down like under 20 sometimes, but usually he's 20 to 25 or something.
I'm gonna mute 1 second.
All right. So what were we on? 13? At 13, I got Kevin Durant.
Right around where I have him, to be honest.
Okay. Tanner already had him, right?
Yeah, he had him.
Okay.
But you can go on. You can. He doesn't know anything, so you can talk about him if you want.
I mean, he did a decent job explaining. I mean, he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. You can't really stop. He's 7 feet, even though he's listed at 6'9".
Yeah,
he's almost 7 feet tall, and there's just no way to stop his jump shot.
Yeah, he can score in pretty much any way you want him to.
Yeah, and then he's got the 2 titles now. 2 finals MVPs with the Warriors.
Sorry about that, boys.
My 13 is Oscar Robertson. We already talked about him. The original triple-double guy when efficiency numbers weren't when usage numbers weren't through the roof. Only one championship. Played with Kareem when Kareem was in his prime, but yeah, I don't know. He's up there. If you look at his numbers, they're through the roof.
Yeah,
so we already kind of talked about
crazy
it. But
stats.
Yeah.
I got number 12, and I got my man Dirk. My man Dirk was one of the first big men that could shoot from 3. Dirk had incredible numbers with over 30,000 points in his NBA career. He also had an MVP award. Although Dirk just had one championship, it's arguably one of the hardest championships of all time, as we mentioned. beating the dominant team or Heat team consisting of D Wade, LeBron, and Bosh.
Yep.
That is 10 lower than I had him.
Yeah, that is. I have him at 14, but 12. 12 is a little ambitious. I think he's I think he's 15 to and 14 and lower, higher on the list. I don't think he's 12. That's a little.
For me, number 12, I got Jerry West.
Hey.
A lot of the reason why is because he made so many NBA finals.
Yeah. What is it? 11?
9. He went 1 for 9.
1 for 9, and they call him Mr. Clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, despite that, he was a great player. And as Tanner said, he's the logo.
Yes,
Gotta
sir.
give him some respect for that.
The only reason I know who he is.
He also made 10 All-NBA first teams.
Zach, yeah.
Yeah, at number 12, I have KD. Both,
That's
but you two have already gone in on him. Great player, so yeah.
Do you guys think? Do you think he'll end up in the top 10?
If he wins one more championship without the Warriors, if he wins one in Brooklyn, he's cracked the top 10 easily for me.
Okay.
The Warriors one just kind of
I mean,
they count, but it's like we know what happened.
Team is stacked.
So good thing I actually didn't write much about my 11. I got Oscar Robertson that we've discussed twice. The first player in NBA history to average a triple-double over a season. He was a different breed of a player. At 6'5", he was a scoring machine, and that could get a bucket from almost anywhere on the court. That was my 11.
My number 11 is Hakeem.
Hey.
Perfect placement. Perfect.
Yeah,
placement.
you got him at 11 too?
Yeah, I've got him at 11.
I mean, yeah, he was a great player, great defensive player as well.
Footwork insane.
Oh yeah, the dream shake, crazy move. Good thing MJ wasn't in the league for those 2 years, and he could win 2 championships.
Yeah, that's what I was writing. Was he could only win because MJ was retired.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of players.
Who knows, man? MJ never had to play him in the finals.
Yeah, and I mean,
was a problem.
That team was pretty burnt out when MJ left too. So
yeah,
I don't know if they would have.
I don't think it's a given that MJ takes down Hakeem in the finals those 2 years. I don't think it's a given.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say about Hakeem, Zach?
No, we pretty much just covered it. Yeah.
Okay,
maybe the best defensive player of all time. I'll add that, but yeah.
And now we get to the top 10 players of all time in the NBA. And at number 10, I got Larry Bird himself.
Whoa.
Oh, I got him there too. I got him there too.
When talking about the Celtics, see, I wrote this after writing my number 9 entry. Well, and I mean, this will kind of give it away, but when talking about the Celtics, we can't forget about Larry Bird. Considered one of the most lethal scorers of all time and one of the best clutch players of all time, Larry Bird carried the Celtics to 3 championships and 3 consecutive MVPs.
Whoa, you guys have them. You guys have them pretty high. Or
pretty
number 10?
Number 10. Yeah. After looking at all of his stats, his titles, and then looking at everybody else that I have in the top 10, I just thought everybody else was a little better.
My number 10 is a little controversial. I think that he's only at 10 is Wilt Chamberlain.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Here's my thing. Wilt Chamberlain stacked his stats. They're crazy. They're insane. Almost every record is Wilt Chamberlain and then everyone else.
Yeah.
Besides championships. Bill Russell absolutely dominated him. And if you look at media back then, everyone confirmed everything written was Bill Russell's better than Wilt. Bill Russell's better than Wilt. Bill Russell's better than Wilt. It's only recently when people look back at the stats without context think, oh, Wilt is clearly the best. Clearly. Bill Russell's got 11 championships, which is why we'll see him later. But I mean, he packed his stats, but if you look at how many possessions they had back then, if you look at the stats, I mean, he was a freak of nature, but he's a little, for those reasons, he's at 10. And he was insane. His stats were insane, so he's a top 10 for sure.
That's fair. And Zach's number 10 and comments were a perfect segue into my number 9 because he mentioned this man, Bill Russell. At number 9, I have Bill Russell. And I'm actually going to read this line. You might think I put him too low to have this line in here, but I have this man is underrated when it comes to talking about the basketball goats. This man had 11 titles. Russell was 10-0 in elimination games and helped carry the Celtics team for years. That's all I have on him because I assumed both of you would have a lot of talking points on him.
I have him, a few higher than you got him. But at for my number 9, I got Shaquille O'Neal.
Ooh.
I mean, he won, of course, got the three-peat with Kobe, and then won the championship with D Wade. He was seen. He got the Finals MVP every year in the three-peat with Kobe, so he's kind of seen as the better player there, and he's one of the most dominant inside players in NBA history, if not the most dominant. And
it's Shaq, man. Shaq's just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the name just speaks for itself. Yeah, it's just Shaq.
I mean, he also has 2 scoring titles.
If he took care of his body, man, he might be. He could
shoot foul shots.
if he just extended his peak past like 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he was not at his peak for long.
He three-peated, lost. Went by the time he got to Miami, he wasn't the best player on his team anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. My number 9 is Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. I mean, the guy that pretty much put an end to the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. And it's arguable that him and Kobe who was the best player during that era. I would give the nod to Kobe, but a lot of people give the nod to Duncan. It's just he was a little bit boring. Just went out, did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He made the Spurs the Spurs. David Robertson was there, but they weren't the Spurs until Tim Duncan got there. I mean, the best power forward of all time, hands down. I don't think it's close. He's just incredible. Everything you want from a superstar, in my opinion.
Well, Zach's number 9 is my number 8. Only thing I really have to add is to your boring comment. Oh, you're number 8 too? Mm-hmm. Tim Duncan was a robot on and off the court, consistently putting up numbers while acting as a robot in front of the media for all 19 seasons that he was with the Spurs. Sure, Duncan played with a lot of good players, but he himself is absolutely dominant and considered to be the best power forward of all time.
Facts. I think that. Yeah.
See, I thought we swapped, Roy. I thought for sure we swapped. Number 8 is Shaq, the most dominant player of all time. Easily, couldn't be stopped. If he just extended his peak, he'd be in the top 5. Wish he took care of his body, but for what he did, easily is number 8 for me.
Well, and again, another perfect segue into my 7 because he's my number 7. Shaq is the best center of all time, and there's no doubt about it. Shaq was an absolute beast of a player.
Number 3 on my list.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got...
I don't know if I have any other centers. No, I don't think I do.
I hope you have at least one more. One more.
We shall see.
Yeah, you should have one more.
I'm not very good with positions, as I've mentioned. But he's considered one of the most dominant players of all time. For a guy Shaq's size, he should not have been able to move the way he did, but he made it work. And you knew when he was driving to the net, it was either a basket or 2 foul shots.
At my number 7, I got Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt's so much higher on mine.
I mean, it's a lot of my list. I've been basing it off the titles. Then Wilt's kind of like the one exception because I mean, Duncan had more titles, Shaq had more titles, Larry Bird had more titles, and Bill Russell was just a better player then. But I mean, he was just a freak athlete. Looking back on his stats are pretty crazy, and even though he didn't win, also apparently he had a 48-inch vertical. I don't know how true that is, but he's 7'1".
Yeah. That's nuts.
I don't know how true that is though, because I believe that would be the highest in NBA history. So I think if he played today, he'd still be a great player just because of how athletic he was for a big man.
No, yeah, if he played today, he'd still be great. I just don't know if he'd have those out of the world numbers.
Yeah, definitely not. He definitely would not be averaging 50 points per game, especially as a center. It's getting harder and harder to score like that, like when you're not on the 3-point line.
I do have 2 centers above him.
You do have 2.
Yes. Well, you just mentioned Wilt, and I have Wilt above him.
Oh yeah, I actually have.
Don't name it. No, I'm
gonna say, and I have one more.
Yeah.
And you're
Oh yeah, I'm done with my little spill there.
My number 7 is the late great Kobe Bean Bryant.
Oh.
Now I flipped him to 5 a bunch of times, and he could in an hour he could easily be number 5 on my list. 5 championships, though 3 of those he wasn't the best player on his team. Him and Shaq kind of go hand in hand with me. I put him a little bit above Shaq because of those 2 championships and what he meant to the sport and his dedication to his game and everything. Like he's the model player for me. Kobe is unbelievable. Those 3 years where he was the second best player on his team, even though he was easily the best player on any other team.
Okay.
On number 6.
Yeah. And my number 6 is the Magic Man himself, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is deemed one of the best point guards of all time, if not the best. 5 championships, 3 MVPs, 9-time all-time or All-NBA team. It's tough to deny Magic as one of the greats.
So for my top 6, I got one player from every era. I got like a 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and a 2010s. I think I had it in a different order, but then I just wanted to do that. I wanted to have one player from each era in the top. But at number 6, I got Bill Russell. I have him one spot above Wilt Chamberlain. Of course, I mean he won all the rings back then. Most dominant player on the most dominant team. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any finals MVPs though, because they did not introduce that until 1969 after he won all of his championships. But I'm sure he would have been the finals MVP for his 11 rings. He also won MVP 5 times.
My number 6 is Larry Bird.
Ooh.
Larry Bird I have this high because, again, shooter before shooting was cool. Great defensive player. And you could argue at his peak, it was short because he had back problems, but when he was as good as he was the best player, like in the world, and like better than Magic. Magic had a longer career because of Larry's back problems, but Bird at his best was absolutely insane. He did it all for them, so I don't know. You guys already talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
But he was great, and that's why I have him that high.
Okay, we're on to number 5, and I actually am going to flip my 4 and 5 right now, and I'm going to put number 5 as Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain still holds the record for the most points in a single NBA game with 100 points, and I do not see anyone beating this record, maybe even ever. People claim that Wilt changed the game like nobody else could. This man was nuts and averaged 22.9 rebounds over his career. And we've already discussed him more. So
yeah. For me, number 5, I got Kobe Bryant. He's my Tanner, I think you might have switched. You haven't said Kobe yet, right?
That was what I just
That's
flipped.
who you just switched?
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Zach already talked about him a bit, but I have him a little higher on the list. I mean, just because he won 5 championships. 3 were with Shaq, and Shaq was the better player. But Kobe was still great as well. Also, out of all the 25 players on my list, he has the second most All-NBA first teams and tied for the most All-Defensive first teams. 11 All-NBA first teams, 9 All-Defensive. He was a great defender. and one of the greatest scorers, if not the greatest scorer. I mean, he played very similar to Michael Jordan.
We're on number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My number 5, cracking the top 5, is Bill Russell.
Ooh.
Bill Russell makes it into the top 5. We've talked about this, but the reason I have him so high, the 11 championships and just his dominance of that era is...
Why does he never come up when people are talking rings? Like,
he does all the time.
I always hear Jordan, LeBron, and no one's ever like, but Bill has 11.
I mean, that's an argument all the time.
That's a common argument. Yeah, they'll say if you're talking rings, then Bill Russell's a championship. It's a common argument for LeBron.
Yeah,
that's often used. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, he still comes back to usually award people the Finals MVP every year because he was that great. Yeah, we already talked a bunch about him, but he's in my number 5.
Okay, and like we mentioned, I flipped Kobe to number 4. First off, rest in peace, Kobe, gone way too soon. Kobe had the best work ethic in sports, period. The man was an absolute beast who cared nothing about nothing but being better than the other people on the court. With 5 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, and the 4th leading scorer of all time, Kobe deserves to be in the top 5.
Also, the only person on the list with a Grammy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, doesn't he also have an Oscar? He does.
He does have an Oscar. Yeah.
No, an Oscar. Yeah. I meant
not a
Oscar,
Grammy.
Not a Grammy. Not a Grammy. Not a Grammy.
Charles
Grammys
Barkley has an Emmy, though. To be fair, he has a bunch of Emmys.
I was gonna say, what did Kobe drop? How have I not heard his song?
He was a sick rapper too, though.
So Kobe's
Damian Lillard is a sick rapper. Have you heard Dame Lillard rap?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. He's good.
He's got a song on the next gen 2K. Called Kobe.
Oh. Okay, you're number 4.
Number 4, I got Magic Johnson.
Great pick.
Do you have him at 4 too?
I do, yeah. Same placement.
Yeah. I mean, 5 titles, 3 Finals MVPs, 3 regular season MVPs. In my opinion, the best player from the 80s.
Yeah, Showtime. That's all you can say. Magic. He's great.
So I have now, and I thought this would be I thought this from the beginning, but I believe we all have number 3 as the same. I could be mistaken, but I believe we do.
No.
And number 3, no?
No, we do.
I have Kareem.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. You should have at least one more center.
Yeah.
When he said Shaq was the best of all time, I was like,
Kareem deserves a spot in the top 3 as he is NBA's all-time leading scorer with a whopping 38,387 points in his career. And unless LeBron plays at least 4 more seasons, it doesn't look like Kareem will be losing his record anytime soon.
No, LeBron's going to pass him, I think.
I think
LeBron's going to hold every record that matters by the end of his career.
With the way he's still playing, he definitely could.
He's got at least 4 more years in him. But yeah, I mean, you talk about winning, it's Kareem.
Oh yeah.
Dominated high school, dominated college, dominated the the NBA.
Okay, we got number 2, and I got LeBron. Just like MJ, I think LeBron at number 2 is self-explanatory. LeBron is just an incredible athlete and has been the most dominant player in the league for the better part of 17 years. I'm sure if he keeps playing at this rate... Oh, I can hear myself through someone.
Yeah, I could too.
If he keeps playing at this rate, I'm sure he'll be number 1. Zach, did your headphones come unplugged?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Better?
Yeah.
Talk? Yeah, okay.
I got Michael Jordan at number 2.
Oh, jeez.
It was... I switched him up so many times. I mean, Jordan, the 6 for 6 is... I mean, it's a... crazy thing to have. Never lost a final. He also averaged 30 points throughout his entire career, which is crazy. 9-time all defensive first team. Just LeBron for me. overall, I think, and as an overall player, he's a little better, but it's very
That's fair.
close.
That's fair. Yeah. My number 2 is LeBron James, and I flipped this a good 10 times. I think it's like this. Like Michael is like this. LeBron wins one more championship and with the Finals MVP, and LeBron passed him by about like a ton. If LeBron's career keeps going the way it was and he racks up the accolades, it's LeBron, and I don't think at that point there really is that much of an argument for MJ. LeBron's going to hold every stat that matters. He's been to a million finals. He does so much for your team. Like LeBron can do more with a bad team than anybody else in the history of basketball. It's insane. He makes everyone better. He's the best passer in the league ever since he got here. He scores and he's not a scorer and he does it super efficiently. I don't know. He's developed his game so much. He's now hitting shots from 40 feet out when people said he couldn't shoot before. I don't know. But yeah.
And then number 1, I have the greatest player to ever play, Danny Green.
Yes.
There you go. No,
you
go. I got MJ. I think MJ is number 1. It explains itself. I know it's a tough debate between MJ and LeBron, and if it's not MJ, it is LeBron. MJ was one of the most dominant players of all time, and the reason he gets number 1 over LeBron is he's in the 2 best basketball movies of all time, Space Jam and Like Mike.
Is he in Like Mike?
Yeah.
Like, does he appear?
Yeah.
I don't remember him showing up. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie since I was like 6, but
yeah, I didn't think he was.
I remember like Dirk. I remember Dirk, him asking Dirk to sign the shoes, but I don't remember like Mike.
I could have sworn he was in it. Yeah,
he could be. He could be. I haven't seen that movie since I was like 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I got LeBron, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the fact that he's won 4 championships, not as much as Michael Jordan, but he's been to 10 finals, and that's kind of the reason why I put him up there. And I mean, I think he can win another one this year, and that'll definitely put him past for me. But it was just super close.
Yeah, I got Michael based on a lot of his stats, his scoring ability, the fact that he freaking went 6-0 in NBA Finals, and when basically what LeBron did to the East for his whole career, Michael Jordan did to the whole NBA. He was like, "Well, I'm here. Nobody else is winning." Once he hit his prime, I mean, he did retire twice, which to me and like leave kind of when his teams were burning out. Like you go to that many, it's hard to go to that many finals. Your team burns out. You saw it happen to the Warriors. They went to their fifth straight or something like that, and they all started getting injured. It's hard to go to that many finals. LeBron does it, but MJ for me is just a little bit past LeBron right now. By the end of LeBron's career, I honestly think he passes him, but we'll see.
Yeah, if we're talking stats, then it's definitely Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
but
as of right now,
yeah, I just think like as a total basketball player.
Yeah, I mean,
I think LeBron's there. I mean, his IQ is insane. Always knows
he
what
could
to
be
do.
a coach easily.
Oh,
but
for
yeah,
sure.
I don't think he ever will. He wants to own a team, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's close for me. I feel like by the way I'm talking, it sounds like I'm picking LeBron above him, but for me right now, it's so close.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well,
that's our list.
Yeah.
I hope you guys liked it. I mean, again, mine's a lot different because of how much I
mean, yours was still pretty good, better than I thought it was. I thought you were just gonna put meme stuff on.
No. I'm gonna take it seriously. No, Zach, your headphones are. No, wait, it fixed itself.
Okay, it's probably just Discord.
Yeah, it fixed itself. But that's our list. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna talk a little bit more for the podcast, but yeah, if you enjoyed our list, please leave a like. I believe the next one we are doing is top 25 current NBA players, which I can provide a little bit more about because I've watched a little bit more of the current NBA.
Yeah. I think current players is also going to be a lot easier to.
Yeah, you don't have so many people.
And
so many people to consider.
And it's based off how they're doing right now, and we've been watching the NBA.
So there's really only one thing other than the podcast I wanted to talk about, and that was Square Enix's Marvel's Avenger game. I have said since they announced this at E3, I think in 2016 or 2017, that this game was going to be bad. The models look like garbage. The voice acting was garbage.
Facts.
The graphics look like shit. Like, this was all a brand new game that was set to come out, and everything looked like garbage. So they said, you know what? We're going to delay it a year. We're going to fix it, and we're going to come back. The models still look like garbage. The voice acting is still garbage. And the graphics are still garbage. This game was supposed to be... The MCU is one of the biggest things in the world for since 2008. Since the first Iron Man came out. Dominated. And this game sold 3 million copies. This game lost Square Enix $67 million. And the worst part is, they were working with Disney. They were backed by Disney for this because it's Disney's name is on the product. Marvel is Disney. And I just can't believe that you had all these actors under contract and you didn't try to figure out a way to get them to say 20, 40 lines and have them as the voice actors. You have games like, you have I'll use the WWE 2K games. There's no voice acting from your character, but the other characters have them. So you could have just done the Avengers game like that, where the main character you play as doesn't talk, and you just have surrounding quips, or you just shell the money out that you're already spending on this crazy game, and have the voice actors who are under contract do the job. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the voice. It's weird playing a Marvel game without the people you watch on the big screen. Like, it's just so unfamiliar.
It blows my mind that you had all these people under contract to do Endgame and and Infinity War, and you didn't even try. Like, there was no reports that they were trying to get them. Like, I just don't get it.
I mean, it had to have been in the talks or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I played the beta for it the free beta when it came out, and I was like, this game sucks, so I deleted it.
It's awful. Everyone says it's garbage. It lost so much money. Like,
I also think it's hard to make a superhero game like that.
I don't. Look at Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's a lot different, though.
Yeah, that's just the Arkham series, but Spider-Man. That's all it is.
Yeah, but that's what I get it.
But it's not like a Marvel. It's not an Avengers. It's just Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's easy to make a just Spider-Man game. It's easy to make a just Batman game because they're worlds. Like, it's easy to make a world-building game when it's an already established world. It's hard to make an Avengers game where you're flipping between characters and stuff like that. So.
I think they could have done it with the budget they had and Disney backing them.
I mean, yeah, with how much they spent on it, they definitely should.
It could have been a much better game.
Better game, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It blows my mind.
Video games are. I feel like video game fans are so hard to please in the sense where it's like you could have all the money in the world behind it, and it's just gonna it could just tank.
I get that.
Video games are so nitpicky like that. Like, you can have Among Us, which is probably cost them $20 to make. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but and that's the biggest game in the world, and then you can dump $100 million into a game and it flops, or you could drop $100 million into a game and it's the next Fortnite, or it's Warzone. Like, it's so hard to see what's gonna hit. I think for video games,
I just think you were handed the biggest thing in the world. You were handed one of the biggest budget games you could ever make with Disney backing you, and you flopped.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing: no one ever asked for a Marvel video game.
No, they didn't.
They probably
I didn't want it.
It's Marvel, so it's gonna do numbers. I think that was their thought. Like, oh, we'll just make a video game for Marvel. Well, that's
I
not how the
saw-
video game community works. You can do that with movies, you can do that with TV, but the gaming community is not like that.
One thing I saw was because Miss Marvel's in the game too. One of the things I saw was this game only sold because Miss Marvel was in the game, and everyone's like, no one asked for a Marvel game, let alone a Miss Marvel game.
Yeah.
She had nothing to do with the sales.
Yeah.
That was one thing I want to talk about. Just what a huge collapse it was.
Yeah, it's tough.
Do you guys have anything else? Any video game? Any entertainment?
I'm just hyped for the PS5. We're closing in.
We're very close. 5 days away, Roy.
Yes, we'll have it by the next podcast.
We will. Who knows if you can even get us away to be on the podcast and playing?
Yeah.
I won't be here.
It's just me by myself posting.
Zach is the top 25 all time.
Yeah. I just like switch panels. So Tanner's top 25.
No. We need these podcasts to pop off so the podcast channel can either get a sponsorship or earn revenue to buy Zach his Xbox One S. Series X.
No, it's
Yeah.
PS5.
Yeah, you know what? If the podcast is providing for it, you're getting a PS5.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I was gonna get the PS5 until Fable got announced. So I mean,
okay. So here's what you do: Fable's not like for 2 years, is my guess. You
yeah,
buy the 5, and then
two next gen consoles.
No. In 2 years, you build a PC and play it on PC.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If it becomes a Game Pass game, that might be a flex, but I don't know. I think my little brother's getting a PS5, so we'll see.
There we go. I mean, it's not like there's not many exclusive games coming out anytime soon, like that we would play. Like everything that isn't an exclusive is going to be cross-platform. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Sure.
With Warzone and Fortnite as two of the biggest games of all time, I would say.
Yeah, once they started doing it, I think they're going to see there's no reason to stop with the big
Sony just
multiplayer
wanted
game.
to be a bunch of cucks and not let it happen for the longest time.
I mean, Microsoft was the one not letting it happen for.
And then Microsoft said yes.
Yeah, so once Sony got on top, they're like, guess what? We're not going to help you now.
Well, one thing everyone's losing their mind about with the upcoming Call of Duty Cold War game is PlayStation has the exclusive rights now. And so they're getting a bunch of free, like, extra stuff and extra game modes. And everyone's losing their mind, but no one seems to remember. For years, it was Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
And Xbox got the map packs early. They got exclusive items, and we all had to sit there on PlayStation and wait the goddamn month to play zombies.
Yeah,
and just watch everyone. It sucked. But now everyone's out here complaining, oh, PlayStation gave them Sony shelled out like $500 million. Of course they're going to get exclusives.
Yeah, it's been PlayStation for the past few years.
3 games? Yeah, 3 or 4?
Yeah.
So, it's crazy. But, yeah, I'm good to wrap up if you guys are.
Yeah. I'm good.
Always
Pretty
wrap
good.
up.
Oh, yes. Always wrap up. And always vote.
The vote's over now, but always vote whenever there is an election of any kind.
Congratulations to Joe Biden for winning. I hope he watches this.
Yep, he's going to be watching it.
Oh, wait, one thing I want to talk about. That Obama shot when he walked off the court the other day. Did you see it, Zach?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was sick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take out Charles Barkley. Obama's in my top 25.
Okay, he can replace Steve Nash in mine. So, no, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see us do more lists like that, like I said, the top 45 current players is coming soon, next week, I believe. We'll continue to do stuff like this. We enjoy it, whether it be sports, video games, entertainment. We can do lists. Works for us, and it gives us a topic for the week. So make sure you like, comment down below whose list was the best. I know it was mine, but you can comment down below whose list was the best.
Yours was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, better than I thought.
We'll see you guys soon. Enjoy.